See, Laskin playing Rug, which isn't the. He usually plays something weird, but Rug isn't that. I'm trying to face the mic.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. So,
What do you think? Who's he taking it down? All right. Well, they're starting. I'll do my Christopher Walken impersonation and just during the sideboard.
I'll go with Laskin on this one.
Laskin, you think? All right. Yeah. I'm feeling the Rug control. I like how he has his deck set up. The one thing I like about Todd Anderson's deck, though, that he does have Hem to Torah.
Yep. That is an advantage of black over red here.
Oh wow! Okay. So Todd's X-1, meaning he is 6-1, and Lewis is 5-1-1.
So both players just draw go for the moment.
Yep.
Laskin plays a wasteland, but Todd has only played fetch lands at this point, so no value in actually using the wasteland at this point. So there's a tropical island from Todd, and he passes back to Lewis Laskin.
Lewis actually could have played a Goyf last turn, but he just wants to leave his mana open up. He wants Todd to kind of make the first move. Lewis does have double wasteland now, which is definitely pretty strong. I do not like that. Okay, so something really small there. Why would Lewis play his wasteland and destroy the tropical island rather than just use the wasteland that's in play to destroy the tropical island? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, giving him too much information.
Yeah.
Use the first wasteland first.
Exactly.
See what Todd wants to do then.
Yes.
Then play the second wasteland.
Yes.
Before he knows that, knowing you have a second wasteland.
I mean, maybe Lewis will prove us wrong and show us why he did that. Maybe not. But it's just about giving your opponent less information.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to get the point across.
Totally with you.
The thing about going Vidalian Click here,
he is.
I mean, tapping out on his main phase, it's on his upkeep.
It must be Todd's. Well, wait.
Like he did it so quick. He went wasteland. Maybe what happened? Maybe he said wasteland, say go. Can we check if it's his upkeep, if it's Todd's upkeep or not? Because the way that we viewed it, it was just like he played wasteland. Yeah.
I thought it was. I thought it was wasteland on Lewis's, and he used it on Lewis's turn. Yeah.
Yeah. This is.
It may actually be Todd's upkeep. But anyway, the click resolves, and we didn't actually get to see.
Yeah.
Todd's, he played his hand out, but we were still trying to figure out what.
Yeah. All right. There's some confusion there. Some of these guys play so quick, so. But anyway, this is the board state, so. Goyf comes down for Todd.
And so it's interesting that Laskin's sort of like, all right, you're gonna brainstorm. You're gonna use your mana to brainstorm here, and then I'm gonna see what exactly you drew.
Yeah.
Like, not what he put back, but what he drew with the Vendilion Click.
So I think Lewis is going to play his own Goyf. First, he's going to bolt Todd's Goyf. It's a 2/3 currently, so it will die.
And then
he passes. Okay.
Wonder if he telegraphed he had his own Goyf when he tapped the Wasteland and Tropical Island.
Yeah, I think maybe Todd might have put the spell snare up front, and Lewis might have noticed that.
No, that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that happens, and people can notice that stuff. All right, so Flick is a pretty good clock.
Yep.
Lewis hits his fourth land
clock.
drop. Yeah, a Vidalian clock. And Lewis passes the turn.
So it's just the Vendilion Click beats right now.
Yeah.
Nothing else on board. Laskin has the lone threat.
Todd actually has a Forcible in his hand, but
There's nothing to force right now.
yeah, because Lewis is just playing, draw go. He's like, hey, deal with my click and see what happens. Wow, triple Wasteland. Quadruple Wasteland, actually. He just drew his fourth Wasteland.
Wow. There's a Tarmogoyf from Laskin. We got tweets on both sides. Some people saying it's definitely Todd's upkeep. Other people saying it was main phase. So
yeah.
At least everybody's as
It was
confused
his
as we
main
are.
phase? Wow, it was his main phase. That play didn't make much sense, I don't think.
Lewis's
Yeah,
main
exactly.
phase, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been better if it was like either Todd's upkeep or the play that I said. But I mean, it's working out for Lewis. He's right now he's winning.
Yeah,
so.
he's head on board.
Yeah.
The Goif got snared. And
Yeah,
now,
it did.
Todd is playing Brainstorm.
And Lewis is I feel like Lewis has a Snapcaster in his hand. Does that make sense?
He does.
He does? Okay.
I'm almost positive he does. I think I saw it.
Yeah.
But he allows the Brainstorm to resolve.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's just
He did look like he was thinking about...
Brainstorm also lots of times like a bait type card. But I'm pretty sure nobody falls for that bait anymore. So Todd's trying to figure out his best course of action. He is land number 7.
Yeah, Todd's got fetch lands like you pull blue lands out of Innistrad packs.
Yeah. I can see Laskin triple wastelanding on his next turn.
Yeah, but what, he's going to force Todd to start cracking some of those fetch lands to do anything?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's damage. I mean...
And the whole thing is that he wants to make sure Todd goes down to 6. Maybe Todd is forced to crack all of them, and he goes down to 3, which is a 1-turn clock. All right, so
to Turok from Todd
is met by Spell Snare.
Spell Snare from Laskin.
Yeah. This game looks really good for Lewis. I actually would make that play. Depending on... Okay, so he goes down to 6. So Todd's on 6 now. Wow. Todd's going down to 4. Dismember.
Which he's paying for, of course.
So Todd's hand now is Force of Will and Jace. So Lewis needs to somehow take advantage and drop something. I mean, clearly. Let's see what Lewis draws. Oh, Lightning Bolt. Wow. Oh, wow. If Lewis actually just ran out that Snapcaster last turn, Todd would have been forced to lose the Force of Will and the Jace because he would have had to
counter the bolt.
Yeah, counter the bolt. He's gonna wasteland the Verdant Catacombs. I don't like that play.
That's I mean, he's definitely I actually do like it now that I think about it.
That play is not good because what he should do is double wasteland the bayous. So if Todd ever wants a green, he has to fetch the Verdant Catacombs, making the bolt lethal. No, Todd's never going to crack it. A player like Todd is not going to crack it. But what Lewis should do is go wasteland on both bayous. So he's out of green. So eventually he's going to crack it by himself. That's more likely. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, actually, that makes more sense to me.
That's a better shot.
Yeah. Okay, then...
It's not like Todd's hurting for lands. He can just let the thing go, you know?
Yes, exactly. Then when Todd draws his card, if he tries to go for Jace, he would go Bolt You, Snapcaster, Bolt You, and win that way as well. But it's just better to make him go to 3.
Does Laskin have enough lands to do that, though?
Yeah. All right, good. Well, it worked out anyway because of Force of Will. But you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Okay. I feel it's just a better chance that Todd will crack the Verdant Catacombs by himself. That's it.
Yeah.
How is he playing around Spell Snare?
Yeah, I'm not even sure what that was about.
Okay, so if he goes Wasteland on Bayou, and then he plays the 2/1 guy, the Snapcaster, he has to sacrifice the Verdant Catacombs by himself to be able to cast the Spell Snare.
Right.
Then he just bolts him if you wanted to do it that way. Yeah. I don't think he's playing around Spell Snare. I mean, we'll get Lewis in the booth afterwards.
If you signed up for standard winner box number 14, please come to the site events area.
That kind of reminded me of a story from. Yeah, I'm not even going to say it now, but.
14.
So
We have
what did I say? He hit Catacombs, so Todd had to Force a Will, not Spell Snared. He only had Verdant Catacombs open.
right. So what he's saying is that being able to hit the catacombs, wait a minute. He had to hit the he hit the catacombs, so Todd had to use force instead of spell snare.
If he was going to use spell snare, he would have had to sack the verdict catacombs
Right.
anyway.
Either one works. It seems like either one. You know, if he had spell snare,
Oh,
he had
okay.
cracks.
Oh.
It actually works out for the damage either way. Because if he uses force, he takes the damage. If he has spell snare, he has to crack the fetch, take the damage.
Oh,
right?
so it didn't matter. Okay.
Either one puts him in bolt range.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think if I'm understanding.
Yeah,
it.
yeah. You guys are right. Man, you guys are usually always right.
Twitter's always right. At
Yeah,
least
Twitter,
Twitter's
yeah.
almost always right.
Twitter's-
Some of Twitter is always right.
Yeah.
Different people are always right on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, I still want to ask Lewis if his thinking was that he would sack it, or if he was playing around the force. I think Lewis was knew what was going on. Yeah.
So, interesting. Laskin has Mayor of Averbrook in his sideboard.
That card is good.
Yeah, I like that. Got another Force of Will. 3 in the main, 1 in the sideboard. Spell Stutter Sprite, Sylvan Library, Red Elemental Blast, which he probably brings in here, I guess.
He could bring that in.
Could
Yeah.
bring it in. There's definitely some targets for it. Life from the Loam, Tormod's Crypt, Surgical Extraction, Ancient Grudge, and Submerge. Submerge seems very good here against Todd's Tarmogoyfs or
Yep.
whatever. So, not just his Tarmogoyfs, but Vendilion Kick, Snapcaster Mage. I guess Snapcaster Mage is not the greatest, the greatest target.
Yeah. Well, Lewis takes game in 1, so that's good. For
Yes,
Lewis.
looking at Todd's sideboard. Spell Stutter Sprite, Spell Pierce, Leyline of the Void, Ghastly Demise, Nature's Claim, Deathmark, Thoughtseize. Does he even? He's just bring in like some Ghastly Demises maybe?
I mean, he could.
Spell Pierce?
I think Lewis is going to cut his bolts or his chain lightnings. Maybe both.
Yeah, it's 4 bolts, 2 chain lightnings.
Yeah. Those don't really do too much because Todd does not have Dark Confidant. If Todd had Dark Confidant, for example, then he definitely want to leave bolts and chain lightning in. But he doesn't, so they don't really do too much.
Right, it was able to kill the Goyf this game, but usually he's going to be bigger.
Drew won. Somebody asked who won. Drew won.
Drew won that match.
Yeah.
And apparently every match since.
Yep. All right, so Todd's on the play. Looks like Todd's got a pretty good hand. They both keep.
Yep. Tropical Island. Todd. Scalding Tarn from Laskin. Second Tropical Island and Tarmogoyf from Todd. Who has no answer, so draws a Submerge.
I can see submerging here. What do you think?
I always like the wait until Todd goes to crack a fetch land, then submerge.
To
play.
lose it forever?
So he gets shuffled away, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
always liked that
reasonable.
play. At this point, that Goyf isn't any, it's what's a 1-2,
Yeah, 1-2.
so not so threatening at this point either, so it doesn't feel like it's that big of a deal for him to hold off on the submerge.
All right, so Lewis goes with a ponder. Looks at a red elemental blast, a wasteland.
And Tarmogoyf?
Yeah. And it looks like he's probably gonna keep those. Those are all like really, really solid cards.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going with Goyf on top, Wasteland. No, okay, so he goes Goyf, Blast, then Wasteland. So he draws the Goyf.
And passes the turn. Oh, he's gonna sack it. And
Yeah, so here's
he might have heard your play, Joey.
Yeah, maybe doing exactly what I mentioned. So Todd has Misty Rainforest. Apparently goes to crack it. I think he went to crack it.
Yeah, he did.
And-
Yeah.
And Laskin now submerging in response.
Definitely a good play by Lewis.
top 8 draft.
Really? Wow.
Because of the double face card? Because of somebody being who knows it.
All right, so supposedly in the Grand Prix there was 8 disqualifications in the Grand Prix.
The limited one.
Yeah, one of them was in the top 8.
Wow, so Submerge.
Here comes Goy for number 2.
Second Goy from Todd.
That one resolves. And all right, so
There's a
Lewis
Goy
plays his own Goy.
From Luke.
All right, so Lewis passes a turn.
We don't know much about the DQs.
Yeah,
just
we're
know
not sure.
that- we know
I'm
it-
sure it's probably on like Sideboard or MTG, whatever.
We just got that note that there were 8 DQs in the limited GP. And Todd has Goy number 3 for both the table and for his side of the game.
So Lewis has a bunch of red elemental blast in his hand, but Todd doesn't have any blue
Yeah,
cards.
Todd refuses to play blue cards.
Yeah.
So Laskin looks like he just passes the turn. Todd just drew a Jace.
Did he? That's good for
He did.
Lewis.
Yeah, I know it
Yeah.
is. Strangely. Todd looks like he cracks another fetch land. And is that a stifle from Laskin? Laskin
It is a stifle.
stifles the fetch land activation.
Spell Stutter Sprite gets red elemental blasted.
Yep. So Spell Stutter tries to counter the stifle. And
Is there
red
another
elemental
Submerge
blast.
in his hand?
No, I don't think so.
No. What's that blue card? Oh,
He
Snapcaster.
gets a snap.
Yeah.
Which means there is another Submerge in his hand.
And could he play Submerge for free?
No, I don't think so. That's a good question.
Well, I'm sure somebody on Twitter knows. They know a lot.
Yeah,
They're smart.
I know you can't pay the alternate cost in Force of Will,
Yeah.
but Ghastly Demise from Todd.
And Goyf's gonna hit the bin.
Laskin's Goyf goes to the yard.
All right. Now Lewis is in trouble. Ooh, is that another Submerge? I feel like the only card Lewis draws is Submerge.
But he's not Submerged. I think he has...
What happened to Threads of Disloyalty?
I think it was Delver of Secrets.
You can only pay the flashback cost, which is some of the
For
mana cost.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So you can only pay, you have to actually pay the full price on Submerged.
So it essentially costs 7. 2 for the Snapcaster,
Yeah.
5. Okay.
Yeah, so there's a Snapcaster. Alright, giving I
Ponder?
guess, Ponder flashback.
Yeah.
He's Brainstorm, Spell,
Spell
Snare,
Pierce.
Delver of Secrets.
Is this Spell Snare or Spell Pierce?
I think that's Spell Snare, but it is
Yeah,
hard
it's
to
definitely
tell.
Spell Snare, yeah. No, I think it spells Pierce, actually. But regardless, it's either Spell Snare or Spell Pierce. And Lewis passes the turn. Wow, another Ghastly Demise.
And a Snapcaster of his own from Todd.
Which is going to get red elemental blasted. But I mean, yeah, this game looks heavily in favor for Todd.
Yeah, the Tarmogoyf's really going to put a hurting on Laskin's life total this turn.
Yeah.
Ghastly Demise for Laskin's lone blocker. And how big are those Goyfs?
Those goes for big.
It's got to be putting Laskin on a one-turn clock here.
Yeah, it is. Unless they're somehow, yeah. Yeah, even if they're 3/4s, Laskin is just dead next turn. Oh, a repeal. Is that a repeal? No.
I didn't catch it either. Quick, is it Delver?
Yeah, it's Delver, yep. Which is pretty much just chump blocks. There's Snapcaster. Lewis is going to brainstorm and respawn. Bunch of spells, can't really make out what they are. Looks like Definitely.
Thought I saw Sylvan Library.
Yeah, one's definitely a Sylvan Library.
Chump.
Yep, that's game.
And all right, going to game 3 here between Todd Anderson and Lewis Laskin.
Yeah, Lewis will be on the play for game 3, which is pretty good for Lewis.
We haven't seen Delver of Secrets do much damage. It's a card I'm kind of excited about in Legacy.
I don't know how good it is, to be honest.
I don't know either.
I feel like it's not that good.
I guess
It's
it seems like
it's just strictly worse than a wild and the cattle, right? For the most part.
well, the thing is, it costs a blue.
Yeah, rather than
And
green.
you get to put, yeah, you don't have to run green. You can play it in a blue deck, which already manipulates the top of its library and already runs a ton of spells that will trigger the flip.
Okay.
Like in theory is what when I look at the card. In theory, it looks great for Legacy. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may reveal it if it's an instant or sorcery. You transform it. So the interesting thing is you can actually just look at the top. I know that's not really that relevant. I mean, but you can look at it and you don't have to reveal it and flip it. Actually, it's kind of crazy how you can do that. Like I don't know how it's too relevant, but anyway.
Yeah, somebody tweets in a good point. Turn 1 that, turn 2 standstill. But you can always
Yeah.
go turn 1 Ether Vial, turn 2 standstill. But Ether Vial is card disadvantage, which I don't like.
Because it does nothing until
Yeah.
it's popping stuff out. But yeah, so I mean, I think theoretically it's an incredible card for Legacy.
Maybe you could play like mono blue wizards.
It is also a wizard, at least on its front face. On the other side,
It's an
insectile
insect.
aberration.
Yeah. I think it's human insect.
Yep.
But the wizard is somewhat relevant.
And yeah, I mean it's blue, so it removes the force of will.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, it's got some potential.
I feel like it's got a lot of potential. I want to see it do some damage, but it hasn't really. It's been in a couple decks we've seen today, but it hasn't really shined at all.
Yeah. The guy who wants to trade with me is in India. That's not good.
I thought it was Indiana.
Oh yeah, Indiana. That's good. That's a lot better. Hey.
Just extra NA on there.
Yeah.
It means they are in North America rather than India. So it's India, North America, I think is what it.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying. All right, so right now, if Todd wins, he's pretty much winning in. If he loses, he's losing out. And if Lewis wins, he has to win next round as well.
Is there a home for Druidic Satchel in Type 2 Blue-Black Control? Yes.
And Type 2, yeah, definitely Type 2.
I think so, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's a good card. Not the best of cards, but definitely good.
Yeah, and I haven't played with it yet myself. I definitely plan to try like 2 copies in my Blue-Black Control list and see how it goes. But it's definitely got potential.
Yeah. All right, I'm excited. Game 3. Winner take all. Is that what they're playing? Winner take all?
Take all the match. Take all the match.
Yeah.
Winner take all the match.
Yeah, that's it. Game 3.
That's true. They're not going to play another game after this unless they somehow
Draw?
both end up in the top 8. But that's not likely.
They could draw Game 3, play Game 4.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't really think it's actually true.
You could just agree to draw a game. I would just always offer it to my opponent. I'd be like, yeah, let's just draw, man.
The friendly mulligan.
The what?
The friendly mulligan.
The friendly
Yeah.
mulligan?
Go draw and go 7.
Yeah, both mulligan to 7. I don't know.
Wow, Lewis's hand's insane. I'm pretty sure it's double submerged this time.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think it
seeing
may
things.
be.
Yeah.
I love both of these decks. I was telling Drew Levin earlier, I just want to watch decks with Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah, so Todd's mulliganing. Yeah, Lewis is on the play.
Lewis on the play with
Yeah.
a, quote, insane hand.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty insane. He's got some lands. He's got a Snapcaster, double submerge. Seems good to me. He just has to hope Todd draws a Goy. Why is it called the mulligan? It's called the mulligan because in in other sports, a mulligan is when you do a do-over.
Yeah.
So
I think it's in golf. I feel like there's a mulligan. I don't
yeah,
even know.
you can mulligan in golf and other types of sports too. So it's just a terminology for do-over. It's called Paris because a Paris mulligan because
That's
it took
where-
place in Paris.
Yeah, that was where the first
Yeah.
that particular mulligan
Yes.
rule, where you draw one less card every time you mulligan, was first put into place.
Yeah. Some people call it a mulligan. Some people call it the nut low. I call it the nut low because it's the nut low when you got a mulligan. But I almost never mulligan, so.
A mulligan in a game happens when a player gets a second chance to perform a certain move or action,
Yeah, a do-over.
sometimes referred to as a do-over.
Yeah, I'm like the human dictionary. Ask me any word. I know what it means. All right, back to the game. Louis Laskin goes with a turn 1. The card we've been talking about this whole entire time. And it's foil. Supposedly it's worth $10. There it is. Let's see if it flips over to a 3-2. Oh, not going to get a chance maybe. Because of a Ghastly Demise.
Oh,
Ghastly Demise is one of those cards that people say is pretty ghastly. Not so much demised. What do you think about that?
that doesn't even make any sense.
I mean, Oren liked it. Alright, so Lewis draws his card for the turn. He's following the rules of Magic. And looks like he's probably going to play a land. And he does. So what do you think Lewis is going on in his head? What is he thinking about right now?
Probably Magic the Gathering.
He's thinking about slamming down that Toymagoyf. I think that's what he has in his hand. Let's see.
Toy McVoy? Yeah, they made it official in Paris. That's correct. It was Pro Tour New York '97.
Yeah.
That mulligan rule was started. Sorry, I didn't mean to. That's
Yeah,
definitely-
you totally distracted me.
I messed it all up.
Yes. Okay, what just happened? Because some guy said they called me Fabio, and I was confused. He looked away for 1 second. I'm being for real.
Life from the loam.
Oh, Life of the Loam? What are you talking about, Life of the Loam?
Somebody said he loamed,
He loamed? Okay.
but he has Life from the loam.
All right, sure, he loamed. All right, thank you. All right. No more distractions. Oren
So,
Oren
thoughts?
Beasley, seriously, you got to go away, Oren. Oren's actually doing a dance right in front of us. Because he came second in the draft open.
I'm gonna take a picture.
Yeah, you do that.
Oh man, he ran away.
All right. So, Todd used the Thoughtseize to take Lewis's Snapcaster Mage. And Lewis is going with Dredging back Life of the Loam. And he hits 2 lands and a Surgical Extraction.
Yep.
So Lewis is going to build his 3rd land in his graveyard, it looks like. Or actually 4th. Anyway, he's gonna get back the full amount.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's good. Yeah, he did loam. All right, cool. So I guess it's pretty good to have Life of the Loam against a deck that plays Hemtatorak
Yeah,
and a bunch of discard spells,
for sure.
a bunch of wastelands.
So Laskin casts Life from the loam,
Yeah.
gets some lands back into his hand. There they are.
Yep.
He's got
Life
it.
of the Loam is a scary card. So Todd drew a Riptide Lab. He's got a Brainstorm in his hand, Bayou, some other stuff.
So does Laskin just have all land, 4 land and double submerge in his hand?
It seems like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is. It's double submerge and just 4 lands.
Lewis really needs to draw like a wasteland, so he can get the whole Life of the Loam wasteland thing going.
Oh yeah, that's pretty sick.
That would be definitely
Especially
the best.
against Todd's deck. So Todd has a brainstorm.
Yeah. Todd brainstorms into a couple more lands and a spell snare. Plays a Misty and passes the turn back. I think Lewis is just going to draw for his turn. I think that would make more sense than loaming again. Oh wow, he drew a wasteland. Awesome. All right, wasteland on the Underground Sea. All right, so this looks pretty good for Lewis.
Yeah,
since-
being able to loam the wasteland is
and Todd knows that he can't really, like, if he draws a Goyf, he knows that he can't really.
can't play because
Yeah,
there's double submerge there.
yeah. All right,
So
Todd plays
Todd plays
Bayou.
land?
Okay, so Lewis is going to return the Life of the Loam, flipping over a bunch of foils. Not sure what they were exactly.
One was a flooded strand.
And the Life of Loam is going to get spell snared, but that's only going to stop it for one turn. And Lewis probably play a Trop Island right here, maybe a Flooded Strand. Flooded Strand.
There it is, flooded strand.
Yep, and he's going to pass the turn to Todd. Todd cracks the Misty Rainforest, probably in search of an Underground Sea. That's my guess. But, you know, I have been wrong before. Possibly. Yeah, Underground Sea. Alright. Look how much money's on the table right there.
I know. There's a foil Underground Sea.
Yeah.
I don't know how that even exists.
Magic needs to start putting dual lands back in booster packs.
Yeah.
Or like the Black
Zendikar?
Lotus. Was that Zendikar block?
Zendikar when they put the hidden treasure.
Yeah, the treasure, yeah.
Yeah. That'd be
All
nice.
right.
They should always do that.
So Todd plays Riptide Lad. I think Todd's out of lands. So Lewis should definitely bring back the life.
Yeah,
Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't this time. I don't know what he's afraid of.
Okay, yeah. So
Instead, he
just,
draws into a lightning bolt. And Lewis has double sack land and 3 duels. And end of turn, Todd's playing a Snapcaster Mage, and he's gonna get back the Brainstorm, which he's casting.
And
He's
all
got
that
1,
resolving.
2. So Ghastly Demise, Bayou, and possibly this member.
I think so.
Yeah. All right. So I think Lewis might just bolt.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say bolt when that lab is tapped.
Yeah. He doesn't want Todd to untap and be able to, you know, do what he wants with the Riptide Lab.
So Snappy goes to the graveyard.
Todd draws the Bayou, plays it, and passes the turn. Todd doesn't really have much. He's got a bunch of removal and such in his hand. I think Lewis wants to do the Life of the Loam, but he's passing up on it.
Draws a
Ooh,
Snapcaster
drew a
Mage.
Snapcaster. Good job, Lewis, for not doing Life of the Loam. He's gonna. Yeah, he doesn't want it to get clicked, of course, but.
So you can't do it while unless you got count.
Yeah, but I mean,
Todd did exile his Brainstorm. It just took him a minute. For those of you asking, he didn't do it immediately. That's correct. But then he moved it.
Lewis didn't do it.
No. Todd, when he flashed back that Brainstorm off the Snapcaster, he put it in his graveyard. But then,
Okay.
I don't know if somebody reminded him or he realized it because he took the Brainstorm out of his graveyard and moved it to the removed from the game
Sure.
zone.
Okay. Lewis plays a Tropical Island and passes the turn. So I don't know why Lewis is playing all his lands out. Is that correct? Maybe like to protect himself from Hemdatorok or not really?
I mean, I guess he's not that worried about him to draw. At the
Yeah.
moment, what does he even have? Just some submerges.
Submerge, and Snapcaster. So he obviously doesn't want to get hemmed and lose like spells when he could just lose some lands.
It's a good point. So, looks like he goes and dredges back the loam.
Temporal Spring. Is that a permanent he gets to put on top? 3 mana. It's like green, blue, colorless. I think it's put target permanent. It's like a Vindicate, but instead of killing it, it just puts it on top. Yeah.
Yes. Is he playing that?
Yeah, he is
just
playing it.
randomly decided to start talking about it.
No, he's playing one. It's in the graveyard.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Weird.
The card's pretty good. All right, Todd's building up his hand. Lewis is building up his graveyard. All right, he hit a second Wasteland.
Another loam.
Yeah, I mean, he's just going to Wasteland lock Todd, which is, I mean, when you're playing a deck like Todd and you only have all non-basic lands, like what do you expect, you know?
Everything's wastelandable.
Yeah.
Wastelandable sounds funny.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, pretty much this game's over. I love doing the percentage thing. I think Todd's probably like a 0.5% to win this game.
Yeah, I say he's
Less than 0.5%?
he's less than 17.5% to win.
I would say it's nearly. I would say he's less than, like he's like the smallest percent chance to win.
The smallest.
Like
percent.
0.00001.
Smaller than that, though.
Smaller, yeah.
No chance for him to win. So Ghastly Demise on Laskin's Fresh Goif.
Yep. The only way I can see Todd winning this game if Lewis just like runs out of threats.
Or decks himself.
Yeah, exactly. Like runs out of threats and just ends up decking himself. All right. So wow, another wasteland.
A meteor could fall on Lewis. That's true, Tom Ma.
Yeah.
A meteor could hit Laskin, and then Todd Anderson may win by default. I'm not really sure how that works in the tournament rules. If a player somehow suddenly is taken out of the match through.
All right. There's a Snapcaster, which is probably gonna be Force of Willed. No, it's not gonna be Force of Willed.
Natural disasters.
Yeah. This game went downhill quick for Todd. He pays 4 life for a Dismember. Alright, Lewis lets it resolve.
It's almost like the Snapcaster got in twice.
Then he's going to play Brainstorm. Looks like he found the Goif, so that should...
Yeah, it took him forever, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Todd still has the Force of Will, but... Yeah, so somebody like kind of retweeted at Tama. Possibly maybe like Lewis just draws like 2 extra cards, or maybe he like does a Life of the Loam and then still draws a card for his turn. Yeah. So Lewis should play carefully. Lewis draws a Spell Snare. Wastelands the Riptide. What? Yeah, we gotta get happy. Ben's here. Ben just made top 8 of the draft open.
And he's dancing in front of us just like Lauren Beasley was.
All right, Ben's gonna join us. Yeah, get in. Yeah. All right, so this is the current state of Magic in this game. Lewis has 7 lands. Todd Anderson has 0 lands.
Okay.
What percentage chance does Todd Anderson have to win this game? More or less than 0.5%.
Less.
Less. Yeah, so what I said. Yeah, see? Ben knows what's up. But Todd's still fighting it out. All right, here comes Sylvan Library. Ooh, Sylvan Library is a dangerous card for Lewis because that's another chance that he gets to
Mess
up.
up.
maybe draw.
He has to mess up to lose.
Yeah, I mean, he has to like draw like extras, by mistake.
Right.
That's the only way he can like really lose.
He paid extra life.
That's
Yeah.
fine to
Yeah,
pay
that's
extra,
good,
yeah. Grim Lavamancer.
Yep.
And there's an extra Wasteland.
How do you kill all his lands? Wastelands?
Wasteland, Life from Malone.
Yeah, Wasteland,
yeah.
yeah. And Todd's entire deck is non-basic lands,
Yeah.
so it's pretty good.
So I would say even less than half and less
So the
than
meteor
half
actually would be a draw.
The meteor would be a draw.
So a
somebody said.
meteor hit Lewis Laskin as Tom Ma suggested as one of the potential outs that Todd would have. Is apparently not an
Meteor.
out.
A meteor.
Okay.
All right, so Todd Anderson is X1, Lewis is X11, so he's gonna win here, and next round he's gonna be winning in.
I don't really know Lewis, but I heard he's a nice guy. So
Yeah, Lewis is a nice guy.
Yeah, he always plays interesting decks.
You have to say like,
Because of his mana base?
So it's good. All right, so Lewis is gonna start shooting Todd with the Grim Lavamancer. With the graveyard that big,
Yeah.
you gotta start shooting.
There's no reason not to use all that fuel.
is there even a 1-mana threat he can play? He just has to play a fetch land, wait a turn.
Yeah.
For what?
So Lewis should right now get another wasteland into play, so he can kill a fetch land, then kill the land he fetches out. So he'll never be able to cast a spell.
Well, he can cast a 1-mana spell.
Yeah, if there's a 1-mana spell in his deck.
Yeah. Otherwise, what else could he do? He'll like if he plays the fetch land, he'll just play a second waste. That's fine. Land crack fish.
It's over.
Yeah. All right, this game. Todd Anderson goes down to Lewis Laskin's rug deck.
Laskin still had 2 submerges too. Even if Todd somehow managed to get a Tarmogoyf,
And both those submerges were in his
2
opening hand.
submerges in his hand.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
opening hand was like 4, like 3 lands, submerge, Snapcaster Mage,
Yeah, that sounds
something else, 3 or 4 lands.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. And then he drew that Life in the Loam pretty early.
Yeah.
And then his hand for a while was just all lands, 2 submerges, or Life from the Loam at some point.